Another day, another new all-time high for Bitcoin, as we have ascended strongly above the $90,000 price level. But we are seeing some consolidation and another stage of selling as we have hit liquidations, as well as another measured move. Let's dive into the charts and see what's going on in the crypto markets today with your crypto market update. Looking at our market dominances for today, Bitcoin is continuing to surge higher in dominance, now trading strongly above 60% dominance at 61.15%, a growth so far on the daily candle of about 1.43%. We do continue to see Ethereum and Solana shed market dominance, as Ethereum is down to 13.11%, down 3.16%, one of the larger decreases that we've actually seen in Ethereum over the last couple of weeks. And we see Solana slipping nearly 1% as well, down to 3.43% of market capitalization of the market dominance, and that is a decline of of 0.82%. Altcoin dominance down today as well, as we are seeing some profit taking. So altcoin dominance currently around 16.36%. That is the decline from yesterday's 16.82% and 16.84% that we were holding there over the weekend and earlier this week. Stablecoin dominance is continuing to tick up a little bit, so we are seeing some initial profit takings. Of course, that's nothing to be surprised at. Of course, these are logical profit taking areas when Bitcoin is reaching new all-time highs day on day basis. Looking at capital rotation, we do see a new one at the top of the charts today, and that is going to be zoo themed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is maybe just personal for me, but I really like to get into memes that are fitting the current zeitgeist. I'm not much of a sniper. I prefer to buy things that I think are going to go up over time, that are not just kind of, you know, shots to the moon that are only going to last a couple of days. So I don't really like those. That's why I tend to stay away from things like zoo themed, you know, like monkey coins, dog coins, things like that. Well, dog coins a little bit different. I like a good dog coin. And the Pump Fun ecosystem and the Boys Club, you know, Pepe, Frog Club, mean stuff. So these just don't really, you know, kind of fit into my thing. I'm much more into the Elon Musk or dog themed or AI memes, because I think those have much more staying power. But just to show, we do have zoo themed at the top of the charts today, up about 605% over the last week, followed by the Pump Fun ecosystem. These are going to be Solana memes. It's up 182%. The Boys Club, things like Pepe, and trying to think of the other ones. Yeah, Brett, Pepe Coin, Based, yeah, all of these things are up pretty high as well. Those are the Boys Club, kind of the frog stuff. Frog themed, slightly different category, but essentially the same. So again, good gains from the altcoin markets today, even though we are seeing their market dominance slide a little bit. Funds are still flowing in. Now, looking at what happened yesterday with BTC, this is, I mean, so far kind of playing out exactly as I had expected. We do see that Bitcoin here was consolidating. We did reach those highs of about 90,000 yesterday. And then as I talked about yesterday, I was pointing out all these liquidation levels, which is really, when we're in unfettered price discovery, we only have Fibonacci extensions, and we really only have liquidation levels to try to determine where the market is likely to move. And I was concerned yesterday that this was going to mark a local top for the market. And then I also talked about the fact that we were going to have our CPI print this morning, and that usually crypto de-risks moving into the CPI print, which is exactly what happened. We de-risked until about midnight, and then we actually just started moving to the upside. And I do believe, let's make sure I get the time right. Yeah, this is right around the time of the CPI print being announced. The CPI print was just right on target. Let's actually go and just take a look at that real quick. Over on Forex Factory, we do have our core CPI, so this is excluding gas and things like that, did come in at the analyst expectations, so prices rose about 0.3%. CPI in general, so the level of inflation month over month, did clock in at the expectation of 0.2. And here's the thing, CPI did come in at 2.6, all right, did come in at 2.6. And the reason this is, I mean, this is fine, so this is overall good that we hit expectations, but the problem with this is that this now means CPI year over year is now for the first time trending to the upside, which is not really what we want to see. It's not what the Biden administration wants to see. We're seeing a lot of things like, oh, let's take a snapshot of how the economy was doing. Well, if you were really on the side of the Biden administration, you would want to be seeing this number go down. So the fact that we see this number go up on a year over year basis is not really good. It's not setting a good trend and paving the way for, as many have talked about, a potential recession, which is something that the Trump administration is going to have to deal with. But coming back to Bitcoin, again, what we can see is that we did have a nice price movement from approximately 87, 88,000, and we pushed up currently to today's daily high of 93,421 over on Binance, the Bitcoin perpetual markets. We hit that level. We had an initial bit of selling. We tried to go for another higher high, ended up printing a lower high. And over the last couple of hours, it's basically been down only. Now, remember yesterday when I talked about the effect of compulsory buying that has accelerated Bitcoin's ability to climb as high as it has? This is something that we also saw today as price blew through and chewed through these liquidations, compulsing these position sellers to become required buyers. I'm kind of mixing the terms there, but these individuals were compulsed. They were forced to buy to cover their positions as their positions were liquidated, which allowed Bitcoin to have this little bit of acceleration. The hourly Mink strategy has been crushing it. So one of our simplest strategies of simply using our Mink's momentum oscillator with the settings tuned for the correct baseline on the 1 hour time frame has caught just about every major move and even protecting you on the wrong call. So here we see a short signal called at 2000 on Tuesday, yesterday. And here we go. That signal gave a closing price of $87,185.60. And we get the close signal, because it's not a good trade, we get the close signal at $87,383. All right. So $200 price difference, very small loss, and getting you into the long immediately as price is breaking above the baseline here and getting you out at the very top. And what do we have right now? A short signal. Short signal potentially confirming on the hourly here in about 34 minutes. And at the time of recording, it's about 3:25 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yesterday saw very robust ETF inflows of about $817.5 million. Again, as usual, the majority of that going into BlackRock's ByBit. We can now look. Let's do a quick refresh. We can now look and see that this has been so far one of the best weeks for inflows ever. We are almost having, we now have the sixth best weekly inflows so far, and we only have data for Monday and Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. So quickly, Elon Musk posting here that all actions of the Department of Government Efficiency will be posted online for maximum transparency. Anytime the public thinks we are cutting something important or not cutting something wasteful, just let us know. We will also have a leaderboard for mostly insane, dumb spending of your tax dollar. This will be extremely tragic and extremely entertaining. And over X, so many people have been posting what they think is their most wasteful government spending. Let me know down in the comments what you think is the most wasteful, egregious government spending that you're aware of. But here's the top 10 highlight from Rand Paul's yearly most wasteful government spending. $1 million to a nonprofit in Minnesota to build a coffee shop for refugees. $500,000 for gardens in San Francisco. $1.2 million for bike paths in Rhode Island. $4 million for a waterfront walkway in New Jersey. $1.75 million for the Environmental Justice Center and Metropolitan Museum of Art. This says trillion, but this almost has to be million. They can't be spending $3.5 trillion, or I'm going to go riot right now. For Detroit's Thanksgiving Parade float maker's new headquarters, $500,000 for a cybercrime vehicle, $9,000 for an air conditioner in the Charlestown Opera House in West Virginia. Now, listen, I'm not saying that all of these things in and of themselves are not good spends of money. These all seem like fine, noble things, but these are not things for the federal government to be spending money on. Now, guys, it looks like I will shortly be locking in yet another $1,000 profit here on BYDFi. So if you are looking to trade on an exchange that's going to give you access up to 200x leverage, 0% spot trading fees, and access to all the coins you could hope for, check the link in the description. Using that link will give you a VIP level 1 fee advantaged account where you will automatically double your 24-hour withdrawal limit and get 17% off your trading fees. You'll also be eligible to enter into any competitions that we put on exclusively for our community and my subscribers and followers on the interwebs here. In addition to that, we are running a new promotion for new users. So any user can receive 10% cash back on their deposits for their first week of deposits for a total maximum benefit of $1,000 cash back. So try the platform out, deposit some money. If you like it and you decide you want to max out your deposit, you could deposit $10,000 and get a free $1,000 to trade with. All right? Try the platform out. It's where I'm exclusively trading nowadays. You'll like it. I'm sure you will. So check out ByDFi with a link in the description to help support this channel and supercharge your trading experience. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. That's all I have for you today. Comment down below what you thought and what you would like me to see covered in what you would like to see me cover in tomorrow's video, excuse me. I hope that you guys trade safely out there. Stay wise. Don't get shaken out. Hold on to your spots. But be careful with your futures trades, guys, because it is getting chilly out there. All right. Make sure to join our free Discord, like and subscribe if you found value in this video, and check out our Crypto Trading Academy if you are ready to become a serious trader. Until tomorrow.